What's going on, YouTube? Today I'm going to be doing a low fade haircut step by step. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you guys hit that sub button. The first step of a low fade is always to set our guideline. We're going to be using our gamma hitters. I use the gamma hitters that come straight out of the box like that. I don't modify the blades, so the machine is not as sharp as if it were zero gapped. So I do that because it just makes it easier for me to blend out that first line. You guys want to debulk all of that and then use a zero gap trimmer to just refine that area, make sure that it's as bald as possible before we go into shaving that area. And as a reference, I want to show you guys that I'm not going all the way up with the shaver. I use my comb there to show you guys that I'm going towards that area but flicking out. Those are the details that you guys can apply just so you guys get better at blending that first line, which is, in my opinion, the hardest line to blend when you're beginning. After that, we want to open up the lever with our Babyless Silver FXs that I did zero gap, meaning that I just modified the blade. I moved the blades closer to one another, and this makes the clipper sharper. So we have a one finger guideline with the lever open. The next step is to attach the one guard and keep our lever open. So now we have a another guideline on top of the half guideline. So after that, we want to grab our number 2 guard, open up the lever, and do the same thing. A one finger guideline above the second guideline. So now we have 3 separate guidelines to blend. To play it safe, we're going to grab our number 3 guard and repeat the same thing. We're going to open up the lever and go one finger above the 2.5 guideline. 3 separate guidelines to blend. Now we have to choose what blending process we want to take, what blending method we want to do. I'm doing close to open in this step, which means I close the lever, hit the beginning of the guideline, and keep going up higher into the guideline the more that I open up my lever. So a rule of thumb is your lever is going to be the compass of the whole process. So if your lever is in the middle, you want to hit the guideline in the middle. If your lever is closed, you want to hit the beginning of the guideline. If you have your lever all the way open, you hit the full guideline. So you want to stick to one process per guideline so you guys can stay consistent. I like doing close to open with my first guideline, and now we're going to do close to open with my second guideline. But in this step, it's a 2-step process. It takes 2 guards to blend out the second guideline and the third guideline. So what I'm doing here is I'm softening up the guideline, going closed, now it's middle, and I'm hitting the guideline in the middle, just going back and forth, back and forth. I open it to 75%, hit the full thing again with my lever all the way open. Then let's repeat the process using the half guard now. My lever's closed and I'm hitting the beginning of the guideline, putting it in the middle now, going a tiny bit higher. And the whole goal when using the half guard is to only use half a finger of room going from the close to open position, because we already used the one guard close to open and our guideline was 1 finger thick. So logically speaking, you guys have to know that you guys have half a finger to go close to open with the half guard and close to open with the one guard to finalize the blend in the second guideline. It's really easy to get lost when you guys are using the half guard, so you have to make sure you guys stay really focused throughout the whole haircut process. For the last step, we're going to put our lever in the middle, attach our 1.5 guard. So we're just going up and hitting that beginning of the guideline and flicking out. And you guys have to make sure to adjust according to the dark spots. If there's more dark spots towards the second guideline, close your lever. If there's more dark spots towards the top of the guideline, towards the end of the guideline, obviously open the lever. And what I'm doing here is just going down with the grain with the one guard, with the 1.5 guard with the lever closed. And that's kind of like equivalent to almost a 3 guard. And to line up the C cup area, I'm using my Babyless skeletons. I start there at the top of the temple, and then I revert back starting at the beginning of the C cup, just rotating my wrist. Let's now start blending out the beard. Let's open up the lever, create a 1 finger guideline, make sure that it's nice and consistent. This is like giving yourself a taper on the side. So let's close the lever, do close to open, hit the beginning of the guideline with the lever closed, put the lever in the middle, hit the guideline in the middle, and then open the lever all the way through, hit the full guideline, repeat that process about 3 to 4 times. That should blend out the first guideline. Let's attach the one guard, open up the lever, create a 1-finger guideline, and now let's close the lever right there. Hit the beginning of the guideline with the lever closed. Then we open it, go in the middle, and then open it all the way and hit the full thing. Right here, we're using the half guard to do close to open. My hand was in the way, so I'm just gonna skip the 0.5 guard. It's the same thing, close to open. We're gonna do the 1.5 guard close to open as well, then close to open with the number 2 guard. So you guys in your head have to know that every single time you guys do close to open, you guys have only 1 finger of room to go from close to open lever position. So make sure you guys are mindful of that you guys don't go further than you guys have to when you guys go close to open with any number. Prior to me lining everything up, I just make sure to pick everything out to make sure I have a clear idea of what hairs were stranglers and what hairs are not, so I can just line everything up. Always clean your work before you guys do anything that has to do with lining up or blending. What you do on one side, you want to replicate on the other side. I'm resting my middle finger on his collarbone right there when I'm lining up the bottom of the beard, because you guys don't want to be in balance when you guys are using your trimmers. Using your middle finger is like kind of like using a tripod. It gives you more control and it gives your wrist more flow and the ability just to hit the spots that you want to hit with the beard. So a lot of the times we think that applying more pressure is going to equal a sharper trimmer, sharper lining. That's far from the truth. You guys have to be able to angle your clipper, your trimmer, according to the part of the head that you're working on. The same thing goes with using the straight razor. Everybody can use a straight razor, but you notice some people just can use it way better than others. All of that just matters in terms of placement of the blade, wrist flow, and how much pressure you put in whatever tool that you're using. That's just more of a detailed description of how to use a straight razor. I don't know if it makes sense, but just positioning with your thumb and your wrist is everything, guys. And to line up the stash, make sure you comb the hair out and you work first in that top area, the sides if your client wants the sides hit, and then work at the top by flipping your trimmer upside down, and repeat the process on the right side of the mustache. So the top area of the mustache, it's a very sensitive area, so I make sure to ask my client to blow a bubble to create pressure so I can go in with my straight razor. So you guys have been waiting for this, I'm pretty sure, for the whole video. My client is thinning in the front and you guys can see some more denser areas than others, so I go ahead and try my best to just even out some of those hairs in the front of the hairline. Our goal as barbers is to give our client the best look possible for their hair texture. If they're thinning, if they're not thinning, we want to make sure we just excel in whatever service we're providing for the moment being. Right there, I could have easily gone in and just destroyed about a finger's worth of hair, but I conserved it just paying attention to his hairline. I wanted to just complete the sides of the hair first, the sides of the hairline first, because it gives me a nice base to just go in and line up the front. So once the sides are complete, all we got to do is now just connect both corners to the center. To add the last minute details, we're applying some dark brown enhancement by Tomb 45, applying it with our Tomb 45 wireless compressor. This just is more convenient for me than carrying around a bunch of cables. You know, I had to carry around that $90-$100 compressor, and this just makes everything more portable. It makes it easier. And let's throw in some enhancements right there in front of the hairline. Go over any parts of the hair or the beard that you enhance with the straight razor. This is the before and this is the after. A mid-low fade step-by-step tutorial blended into the beard. I appreciate you guys for watching this video all the way through. Let me know down below in the comment section what type of videos you guys want me to create. And of course, if you guys enjoyed the content, if you guys found any value in the content, subscribe just to show the support. I really appreciate you guys. We're about to hit 50,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys next week for more haircut videos. Peace.